This evening, we gather here to mark the beginning of a very unique initiative by Tata Tiscon, what we have called RAISE, that is Responsible Architectural Initiatives and Structural Engineering. This initiative would recognize and celebrate the critical efforts and contributions made by all of us as part of responsible architectural practices and showcase the same as benchmarks for others to look up to.
The objective of this initiative is to engage architects and structural engineers on a common platform and to help promote construction practices in the country.
Trying to figure out what responsible architect was. Architects are always looked at as thinkers, decorators, managers, sculptors, etc. We also play the role of social reformers, marriage counselors, psychiatrists, psychologists, etc., etc. But effectively, all this goes into making a package, which is a very exciting package because every project of ours teaches us something new, and we've also got our ideas of our own, and we've got the conditioning that happens from everywhere else, and therefore we're constantly bombarded with new things to do.
The point is that what went wrong? Where did we go from building some of the most responsible buildings in today's context to having this discussion today? Where did it all fall apart? And I think, it fundamentally comes down to two areas. One, the conversation that's missing here is the fact that there are actually, sort of 5 key players in making a building. I'm not talking about clients, I'm not talking about government and all of that, just sort of 5 pure professional consultants. There are MEP guys who are not on that list. There are people who are the landscape guys who do the horizontal plane, a plane that we in our cities have completely forgotten, which is why we don't have any decent pavements, or we don't have a place to walk, kids to play, etc. And of course, we have the facade engineers, we have the interiors people. All that wrapped in together is what goes into making a building today, because we have sort of segmented the process of making a building.
You really need to educate the client on green building. Sometimes they have notions about what is green. One client came to me and said, "Arey bhai sahab, ye green building kya hota hai? Upar garden ugayenge kya?" So I said, "Nahi, it's not that. Then you got to get into details and try to explain to him what green building is." Or sometimes to them it's like painting a building green. It's not what it is. It's more energy efficient, sustainable design practice.
The earliest of these harmonious architectures that I can recall is that of the Indus Valley. A beautiful architecture with proper landscaping, height has been used, the lanes have been divided, the water flow systems have been defined, and it stands testimony of time. Thousands of years ago, there was a responsible architecture. We don't even know that whether Romans learnt it from Indus Valley, because Indus Valley does precede the Romans. But you go to Rome today, and you still see that city in some sort of a harmony. In fact, if there is one art form that has really survived the test of time, it has been the art form created by the architects, apart from sculptures and some painters, which is of much more recent origin. The antiquated architecture is the only art form by which we know our ancients. And we know for sure that there was some sense of responsibility over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire team at Tata Tiscon, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. We are extremely delighted to have you here this evening, and we thank you for your tremendous support to this RAISE initiative.
In my capacity of being in marketing and sales of Tata Steel for the last now 10-15 years, with many other products, fortunately, unfortunately, I have been involved with this construction market or segment, so to say, for the last so many years. And therefore, my interaction with customers have been quite intense in the last so many years. And apart from many other feedbacks which we often get from the customers in terms of product, in terms of service, in terms of so on and so forth, one of the things which has come across very common in the last couple of years is that, especially in our market segment, which is the tier 2 and the tier 3 cities, one thing's come out very common is one of the biggest dreams of an individual customer is to make their own house. And the second is to have the best of education for the children.
One of the words that we didn't cover was responsible. We somehow celebrated a lot. We acknowledged and gave a lot of appreciation to landmark buildings, but we slipped up on responsible design and really acknowledging that. So we got really excited when they came to us, and it's something that we believe in very strongly. So it was an award that we were very, very privileged to be part of. The quest was very simple. We just wanted to find out responsible buildings in the country. We got together, I think, what would be India's finest jury to judge them. We went to 10 cities and, of course, had a lot of heartburn because we were going to, I don't know, Ranchi and I don't know, all sorts of places where, as a team, we were not familiar with that community. So we went to 10 cities. We got 752 registrations. The other unique part was almost 99% of the registration was got online. Everything was done online. So 752 registrations, 187 submissions. We had 20 shortlisted, and of course 5 special mentions. For the first time on responsible design, I think it was very overwhelming that people actually came out and submitted. This book will be on view outside, so you all can have a look at it whenever, after the program is over. Ladies and gentlemen, perhaps India's first book on responsible architectural initiatives in structural engineering. A little more applause is in order, even for the effort. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Raj. Thank you so much. So this book really has the top 20 compilations. To collect the award for Gurjeet Singh Matharu, may I ask their representative, the lovely lady who's here, her name is a very difficult name to pronounce, Aladani Sridharan. Somebody is winning an award and everybody's watching. May I request the presenters to please stay on stage. For the same project, I think again for the first time architects and engineers getting awarded together, Hitesh Rathi Matharu Associates. Is Hitesh here? Oh, so you're going to do a replay. Okay, we're going to imagine she's Gurjeet and Hitesh. The engineers get lesser applause than architects. Not fair. May I invite Mr. Madhav Joshi himself to please come and collect the award. He's collecting it both for the architect and engineer, so you can applaud twice as much. Can I please request Mr. Jha and Ashish Anupam to please come up and give away the awards, please. Team that worked very hard, ladies and gentlemen. Engineers don't get recognition.
Race 2 is to demonstrate our ability to actually build a house given the flexible design structures that we would want to create. That is a house that can have flexible wardrobes. It can have a house that can have walls that move to expand the space for the flooring when a party happens. It is a wall that as you go ahead in life and you add to your family, you can expand the number of rooms in the house. And this is what is the core essence of Race 2. The most important part of Race 2 is also we would like to demonstrate it physically and put it on the ground and show to the world that it can happen.
I would say briefly the value chain with which this particular customer, individual house builder, goes through. Initially starting with planning and design, then there is the construction as well as material sourcing phase, finally finishing and other steps. See, he goes through various, I would say, issues during the construction. All of these constantly are reflecting his lack of assurance in the various stakeholders who are involved in this process. So what would be quantity of material? Moving on next, please. So is his contractor doing his work rightly, or are there any deficiencies? Or at many instances, he is forced to rebuild things, break it up, rebuild it again. So while analyzing it, as a steel supplier, we have been listening to these kind of things. So analyzing it, we came to the conclusion that the gap which I was talking in previous slide was the major reason why he was struggling in this process. It is our responsibility to provide a platform where we professionals can co-create with these customers, and we will be there to deliver these solutions through this particular platform.
Mr. Raj, you've been there, done that. You were one of our toughest jury members, and you were always guiding us and correcting us while we were in Race 1. Could you give us a few words of encouragement for Race 2 as we head out for Race 2?
First of all, I would like to thank Tata Tiscon to give me this opportunity to meet so many dignitaries, the stalwarts of the profession, architects, engineers, and the Tata Tiscon seniors. You know, you are doing a very good service to the profession, I must say. I appreciate it. You see, the initiatives you always take, I mean, this is the second initiative that I'm a part of, are very commendable. You see, in this building industry, I think it has all been explained to you that it was a very good statement that was made that, you know, everybody wants to have his own house. But to have your own house, if you want to build it yourself, becomes absolutely an harrowing experience. It's absolutely very correctly put that it's not that easy. You know, it's not that easy to select the right type of professional. It's not that easy to make a choice of, you know, what you want to have. And then the aspect of flexibility, which has been talked about, which is very, very important. You know, so it drives some families, some husband and wife mad to plan a house, you know. And not only that, so many times it drives wedges between them and it ruins the family. That husband wants something and wife wants something. So it's a harrowing experience, and I'm very happy to see the initiatives which are being taken by Tata Tiscon to help an ordinary man to overcome this huge, this big problem in his life. Because times have changed now. Times have changed when very flourishing people have a number of houses.
Mr. Raj is not very quick to come to occasions, and this is, you'll have a privilege of seeing him here. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please request the audience to give him a standing ovation, please? He's been tremendous as a jury member, tremendous. Thank you, sir, for an extraordinary life and for an extraordinary career. Thank you so much.
If we want to talk about flexibility, we must first of all define what is it that we want to do in future. This can easily be determined by drawing up plans for what your needs will be after 10 years and after 20 years. If we overlap these plans one on top of the other, we will immediately come to know what our problems are. I'm very happy to see that you are inviting designers from all over the country to think about this flexibility aspect and encouraging them to submit their designs, which will encourage them to think of the future. I'm very happy to know that you are also thinking of giving them an opportunity to build what they have designed. So you will see very good designs coming to you. Thank you.